Primordial Desolation. I am the Dragon Ancestor. I choose for the dragon race to retreat from the very beginning. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 690. Faced with Shen Long's insults, the Demon King did not take any action. It will take a long time for the demon scorpion imprisoned by the formation to get out of trouble. The bald donkeys of Buddhism are killing each other and have no energy to take care of this. As long as Shen Long is dealt with, the Demon King will have a chance to breathe. Isn't it cool to scold me? If you like, you can scold as much as you like. I accept them all. The Demon King's cold expression turned into indifference. Compared to being able to live, so what if he suffered a little humiliation? This is simply a godsend, isn't it? Why are you so shameless? Is a being like you really suitable to be the Demon King? You can just reincarnate as a beast, and the beasts are much better than you. This insult did not make the devil feel the slightest anger, but instead showed an expression of enjoyment. Is a being like you really suitable to be a Demon King? Why don't you die? The Demon King at this time directly subverted Tongshan's knowledge. How did such a being become the Demon King? It's really strange. I won't die, because I am strong, so strong that no one can beat me. Hee. Shen Long let out a disdainful laugh. Are you very strong? Why don't you still become a grandson? It's okay for a strong man like you not to do it. Shen Long didn't express these words, so at this moment he couldn't understand what the devil was doing. In other words, what kind of calculations are he making? Faced with the unclear situation at this moment, Shen Long can only hold on and try to fight for the entry of foreign aid for the sake of safety. As for the mysterious strong man in the void, Shen Long simply does not regard him as it's the same thing, let alone put your life in the hands of this unknown being. You only have one life. It's safer to put it in your own hands. Your word he has a very profound meaning. I wonder if you can explain it to me. The devil's shameless attitude shocked Shen Long. You are not the same person as before, you must be the fake devil. Demon King, how could you do this? Is this a foul for you? I don't even want to see you anymore. I even have the urge to kill you. Do you think I should kill you? My little devil. The cold smile made the devil feel a fatal sense of crisis. Shen Long, if you touch me, do you think the demons will let you go? In other words, how long can your dragon clan still exist? Isn't it bad for the leader of a clan to have no one under his command? Are you threatening me? Shen Long's eyes were sharp, but the Demon King had already looked away, and he endured the humiliation and became a mangy dog. Threaten? Do you think I have the qualifications to threaten you? You are the knife and I am the meat. Do I have the qualifications to resist? I am just stating a fact that no one can ignore. Lord of the Dragon Clan, Shen Long, you are very strong, but your team thinks you are too weak, so weak that you have no power to protect yourself in this primitive world where people eat people. You can protect it for a while, you can't protect it forever. Only one's own strength is truly powerful. The protection of others will only be an obstacle for them to become stronger. You think it's for their own good, but it happens to be an obstacle to their progress. Shen Long, I don't know if what I said is right or wrong. How much did you listen to it? Shen Long looked coldly at the preaching Demon King. Your ability to endure humiliation is really good. If everyone was as patient as you, I'm afraid there would be no chance of successful revenge. Chapter 691. Yeah? Could it be that this king failed in enduring humiliation? It shouldn't be. I thought I had lowered my attitude, faced your insults with the best expression, and accepted your ridicule. Isn't that okay? The Demon King stroked the back of his head and looked at Shen Long with a sinister expression, wanting to get his explanation. You are such a mysterious devil who endures humiliation and burden. You are very strong, and your qualifications are beyond the reach of all creatures in the wild. But when you meet me, my qualifications are not as good as yours, but my luck is unmatched by you. Mysterious Demon King, sometimes you have to believe in fate. People with good luck can really be arrogant without limit. Waving the sword in his hand, his face was full of anger. This did not make the extremely calm Demon King show any emotion. Luck? What is luck? Do you know the mysterious way of destiny? Don't know. I responded to the Demon King cleanly and without any embarrassment. I don't understand how you are so rational and strong. It seems that you are also an extraordinary person. With the exchange, the scars the Demon King had suffered before were rapidly recovering, and the imprisoned scorpion showed signs of breaking free. Tiny cracks appeared in the terrifying formation, and the scorpion was about to break out. This subtle change did not escape everyone's perception, but Shen Long didn't care. Demon King, are you still naive enough to think that your scorpion can break free from that formation? It doesn't matter whether you can break free or not. What's important is that all those damn bald donkeys are going to die. Don't you want to save them? The mutual banter has no substantive effect, so the devil wants to use bald donkey's life to make Shen Long act. Once you die, it's all over. They are from Western Buddhism and not from my dragon clan. What does their life and death have to do with me? To put it simply, if you are not from the dragon clan, I will not frown even if you die. The life of a bald donkey is worthless. Holding the sword in his hand, he looked at the Demon King calmly. At this moment, Shen Long perfectly showed his cold feelings. His mind was as stubborn as stone and his love was as iron, without any mercy. Do you want more demons than me? It's not surprising Shen Long's choice, because the Demon King can feel that he is the same person as himself. Both are ruthless people who can give up the lives of others. But Shen Long cannot give up the lives of the Dragon Clan, which proves that he still has weaknesses, and people with weaknesses are often the most terrifying existences, because although weaknesses hurt them, they are also things that make them stronger. If there is no existence that you want to protect in your heart, you cannot become a truly strong person, because guarding, only when you have care in your heart will you have the desire not to die. This desire not to die is precisely the key for people to break through their own limits, the strongest help to break through the realm. Because you don't want to die, you have to become stronger, so you must become stronger. It can activate the potential power in the body, allowing it to overcome difficulties and dangers that were thought to be insurmountable. I am not a demon, and I will not become a demon. I am a dragon, the leader of the dragon clan in the prehistoric world, and so is Shen Long. I don't care if you want to destroy the ancient world, but if you dare to destroy the territory of my dragon clan, I will dare to fight to the death with this mysterious existence like you, to let you know that the arrogance of our dragon clan is not as weak as you think. The sword pointed at the Demon King with awe-inspiring arrogance. Under this arrogance, the demon scorpion finally broke through the formation, descended into the void again, and let out an ultimate roar, announcing to everyone that he was out of trouble. Chapter 692. This complete roar in the void made the puppet fighting with the bald donkey become even more fierce. They fought with fearless attitude of life and death, causing bald donkey to suffer heavy casualties immediately. The bald donkey who was killed by the puppet was not even qualified to be reincarnated. He died directly and ceased to exist. The death of his disciples made Kong Zhuan angry. Damn demons, we, Buddhism, are at odds with you. Although the colorful divine light is no longer as terrifying as before, these puppets are not Demon King level powerful, so they can be killed easily. These puppets let them follow the dead Buddhist disciples to the underworld. The internal accounts between the bald donkeys did not attract the attention of the boss, the devil, Shen Long. The scorpion's escape from trouble can make the Demon King smile. It seems that the balance of victory is going to tip to my side, and you will face defeat this time. The extremely calm Demon King showed a faint smile. He has already seen the victory. Hope, seeing his arrogant attitude of leaving defeat. Are you mentally retarded? Can't you tell what the scene is like? You don't think that the little scorpion in this area can save your life and let you leave arrogantly again, do you? Anyone who humiliates the Dragon Clan will be remembered in my heart. Even if you can leave now, I don't believe you can escape in my hands for the rest of your life. Demon King, what do you think of your qualifications? Huh? The Demon King didn't want to answer this unclear question, but after noticing Shen Long's solemn eyes, the Demon King had to think carefully about whether to answer. Why are you asking me such a question? Aren't you asking knowingly? Don't you know how talented I am? Naturally, he is extremely powerful, soaring into the sky. The Demon King is full of confidence, and he is very confident in his own qualifications. From the moment he was born, no creature he has met has as strong a qualifications as him. Even those terrifying and powerful demon lords and saints are not as strong as him. His qualifications are powerful. This makes him extremely confident, and even his self-confidence is overwhelming. In the entire prehistoric world, there is no creature that can match his qualifications. You don't think that there isn't a single being in the entire prehistoric world that can rival you, right? No way, no way. Why are you so confident? Where did you get the idea from? This is the first time I have seen such a narcissistic existence like you. A person like you should die and should not exist in this world. Complaining. For this narcissistic devil, Shen Long directly started the complaining mode. Heavy critical blows constantly bombarded the devil, making him feel uncomfortable and helpless, and could only bear it silently. Because of the evil at this moment it has not fully recovered. The previous formation has seriously injured it. At this moment, we can only wait for time for it to recover before it can have the strength to fight. Are there any living beings in this ancient world who can compete with me? Looking at Shen Long quietly, Lord of the Dragon Clan, the person you are talking about who can match me or even be stronger than me, isn't it you? If that's the case, you're really bragging. Before Shen Long could say anything, he was so reviled by the Demon King that he couldn't even speak. I never thought that the devil could be so eloquent. It really surprised me. You are right. The person I am talking about is me, the Lord of the Dragon Clan, Shen Long, Lord Shen Long. If you are not convinced, we will speak with our strength. Chapter 693. Faced with Shen Long's provocation, the Demon King could only secretly resent it, because the situation was overwhelming at the moment and he had to bow his head. If he hadn't been seriously injured in the previous fight with Kong Zhuan, how could he be in such a mess? How could he tolerate Shen Long being so arrogant in front of him? There was no injury, there was no mysterious strong man. The Demon King started a war with him directly. How could he talk nonsense to him here? Are you going to get scolded for chatting with him? I'm afraid there is only one word. Fight. Fight to the death and never retreat until death. Master Shen Long, you don't really think I can't beat you, do you? If you could beat me, would you still talk nonsense with me here? According to your character, you might just kill me, right? Only when strength does not allow it. For the sake of survival, will the strong pray so humbly, eager to gain hope in this way? Demon King, isn't this your mentality at the moment? The Demon King was not surprised when he heard that his own state of mind was seen through. If the Shen Long in front of him didn't even have the ability to see through his own state of mind, then he wouldn't be here to stop me. I don't long for life, because you will only humiliate me without any bottom line, but will not really kill me. The calm Demon King is terrifying. He can actually see through my thoughts. It's really interesting. The mysterious Demon King has aroused great interest in Shen Long. I am really lucky to meet such a strong man in this life. Since you have said so, then I will humiliate you without any bottom line. Anyway, you don't dare to fight back. I don't think I'll lose to you in a show of words. Twist your neck, move your tongue, and start your taunting mission. Devil King, you are just a little bastard, a little ant. You are a weakling who dare not even live in front of me. Shen Long, your father, Shen Long, is right in front of you. Why don't you come and see me quickly? After saying this, everyone in the battle was surprised. Can the Demon King endure it? The Lord of the Dragon Clan is a talent, a peerless talent. Everyone's thoughts were not known to the Demon King. Even if they were known, the Demon King would not say anything at this time. Something like that, because he really didn't dare to take action at this moment. With the same economy, strength, and equipment, a half-disabled jungler met a full-blooded warrior. There was no other way except waiting for the opportunity to escape. Let's go. Unless there is foreign aid to support you, you can only wait for the soldier's decision. At this moment, your own life is already your own. Meet the Lord of the Dragon Clan, Lord Shen Long. The devil didn't call Shen Long daddy, but changed his name to an adult. If you have conditions, ask for them and obey them. Facing such a devil, Shen Long really has no temper at all. He wants to kill, but he has worries in his heart. Although he is not afraid of the powerful people of the Demon Clan, but his own people are afraid of the demon clan, not to mention the demon dragon lineage that just grabbed the demon clan before. If he kills a strong man like the demon king again at this moment, Shen Long is sure, the demon lords of the demon clan pushed the dragon clan across the board, and let the dragon-blooded dragon corpse face the entire dragon clan territory. If they couldn't kill them, they could only be arrogant at this moment. Very good, Demon King. I, Shen Long, admire you as a man. I have decided to accept you as my younger brother. Do you agree? Disagree? How about being my son? Don't want to. Grandson too? No. Such a conversation made the bald donkey who heard it confused. Is this still the infinitely arrogant Demon King? How come he has such a good temper at this moment? Chapter 694. No matter what Shen Long said, the devil's answer was no, no, disagree, or unwilling. Until you're not a demon? No. Are you an immortal creature in the prehistoric world? No. As soon as these words came out, the Demon King immediately reacted and looked at Shen Long with tightened eyes. Lord Shen Long, what a great trick. Facing the extremely calm Demon King, Shen Long showed a faint smile. It's just that a soldier never tires of deceit. I really didn't expect that this mysterious Demon King like you is not a creature from the prehistoric world. It really surprises me. Mysterious Demon King, I wonder where you are from? In response to Shen Long's inquiry, the Demon King did not reply. I will never tell you my origin. Lord Shen Long, you are so powerful and invincible. Why don't you do the math yourself? Calculate? What kind of? Does it count as your origin? If I could figure it out, would I still ask you? Are you mentally retarded, ruined? How could I have been talking to a retarded person here for so long? Am I not also infected with mental retardation? No, I need to disinfect it quickly to avoid becoming a retard like you. In the void, during the battle, Shen Long took out the water and began to clean his body seriously. This coquettish operation made the Demon King stunned on the spot, and he didn't know what to say. What do you mean by humiliating me like this? There is no implication? It's just that money can't buy it and I'm willing to do it. How? Are you dissatisfied? Come and fuck me there. Come on, devil. Come and fuck me. Come on, please do it. Turning the sword in his hand, dancing with his perfect figure, he arrogantly provoked the Demon King. His extreme calmness made the Demon King feel that he was about to get angry, but his own strength did not allow him to cause trouble. I can't do it. I'm cowardly. I don't know how much courage it took the Demon King to say this. This sentence also shocked Shen Long. What did you just say? How could you say the words I'm scared? Demon King, who are you? Where did it come from? The dragon blood exploded. Shen Long stared at him with cold eyes, waiting for his answer. In this way, Shen Long surprised the Demon King. Why did the sentence I'm scared make him so excited? Under Shen Long's cold tone, the Demon King could feel the heat with the emotions. I can even feel the joy of meeting again after a long separation, as well as the hard-pursued hope. I've said it before, I won't tell you where I'm from, and you shouldn't try to force me to tell you, because the demons do things from their heart, and they will never tell you what they don't want to say. Even if I die, I won't tell you. Although he knew what the devil said was true, Shen Long was still unwilling to give up this opportunity. Demon King, don't force me to really attack you. The terrifying strength burst out from his body. This burst of strength vibrated the void, causing the weak bald donkey to explode and directly enter the six paths of reincarnation. Anger will make people lose their sense of proportion, and it will also make people confused. Shen Long, Lord Shen Long, what's wrong with you? How come you were disturbed by the words I'm afraid? The devil who fell into extreme calmness can easily see through the secrets, but he can't figure out why Shen Long like this. What kind of mystery does my coward contain? Master Shen Long, are you really not from the same place as me? Why do I feel that neither you nor I belong to this weak and primitive world? Joy emerged in my heart. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 695. The demons are cruel and will not show any mercy even to their own kind. But the Demon King actually showed a slight kindness to Shen Long. His heart told him that he did not want to see Shen Long die. I actually care about the life and death of the person who humiliated me. What a strange feeling. He stretched his muscles and looked at Shen Long calmly. You have missed the best opportunity to kill me. Best chance? If I want to kill you, why do I need a chance? The battle between you and me is not an even battle, but a crushing one, you know? I can crush you with absolute strength, you know? I don't need the so-called opportunity you mentioned to kill you. Even if you are in your prime, I can crush you with my own strength. The terrifying momentum is rising, and this momentum makes the devil feel very strong. Can your qualifications really match mine? I've told you before, there are people in this world, and there is heaven in the world. Don't underestimate the creatures in this ancient world. After the momentum reached its peak, the terrifying sword intention was rising. The sharp edge was cutting through the void, and cutting the devil's body. They are terrifying beyond your imagination. Everything is nothingness under the sword. Light fear? You are too flattering to their faces. They are just ants. They are existences that can be erased. The overwhelming demonic energy rises to resist this extremely sharp sword intent and terrifying pressure. Shen Long, I have already said that you have missed the opportunity to kill me, and you have no chance of killing me anymore. The demonic energy transformed into a huge fan, waving slightly in the air. The weapon spirit, the demonic fan, flies away everything and destroys everything. Shen Long, suffer death. The weapon spirit, the demonic fan, was about to swing violently, wanting to destroy the creatures in front of him, but Shen Long didn't take it into consideration. Turning it over casually, a sword appeared in his hand, and then a fierce sword intention appeared, slashing directly on top of the heavenly demon fan floating in the void. At the moment of the confrontation, the weapon spirit, heavenly demon mountain, was cut into two pieces. The backlash of the destruction of the weapon spirit caused the Demon King to spray blood, and looked at Shen Long in disbelief. What's in your hand? What a treasure is a sword. As soon as these words were spoken, the sword in Shen Long's hand shattered, then turned into nothingness and dissipated in the void. It's a one-time treasure, but it's worth the money if you use it to destroy your weapon spirit, the demonic fan. Come on, Demon King, what confidence do you have to fight me? A faint smile is so terrifying and cruel in the eyes of the devil. You are not a creature of this world, right? No, I am a creature of this world, a pure creature from the ancient times, without any falsehood, let alone any miscellaneous blood. Swinging the sharp blade, he slashed at the still disappearing weapon spirit, the demonic fan, causing the Demon King to suffer heavy damage again. You've gone too far. Do you want more updates? Start the fight directly and don't give the devil any chance. What are you doing? Do you want to see something more extreme? If you want, I can satisfy you. Who made me respect the old and love the young so much? Demon King, you are a guest. As the host, I will satisfy all your requests. Of course, I'm not sure about the degree of satisfaction. You must be a bad guest, not a hospitable one. The eyes were sharp, like sharp blades. Facing such Shen Long, the Demon King felt powerless and uncomfortable. Chapter 696. Although the Demon King felt uncomfortable, he still did not dare to attack Shen Long easily. Judging from the spiritual treasure that Shen Long revealed just now, his background is not something that the Demon King at this moment can resist. The Demon King didn't think Shen Long only had one disposable spiritual treasure that could rival the demonic fan. There is only one handful, but there is nothing Shen Long would do. Although the two of them have not been in contact for too long, they are either confidants at first sight, or enemies at first sight. The person who understands you best can be called your confidant, or your enemy. Even your enemy knows you better than your confidant. This is the best answer to explain the devil's state of mind at this time. Shen Long, Lord Shen Long, I have to admit that you are really strong, even stronger than me, especially your background, which is simply unmatchable to me. I am very curious. I have plundered a lot of the treasures of the name Dragon Clan. How can you get so many treasures again in such a short period of time? Are some even mass-produced? The four words mass production once again stimulated Shen Long's sensitive nerves. Demon King, How did you learn about mass production? The angry breath was the same as before, without any difference. Shen Long, who suddenly went crazy again, could not figure out the situation. Why is this Shen Long crazy again? I just said one sentence. Why are you crazy? I'm looking for you to mess with you? Really? If the true monologue in the devil's heart is known to Shen Long, I'm afraid he really won't be able to leave this time. The words and tone of this mysterious devil's words are simply like the glorious era. I can tell you this, since I was born, I have had these weird words and phrases in my mind. What? Does this sound familiar to you? The following words were directly ignored by Shen Long. His attention was focused on it, has been there since birth. He stared at the Demon King coldly. Could he really come from the same place as me? Could it be that the world I am in is not this prehistoric world? Where do I come from? Who am I? Shen Long's mind was very confusing and strange. He felt that he was trapped in a huge strangeness, and he could no longer figure it out. Why do you exist, Demon King? What is the purpose of your coming here? Although the Demon King doesn't understand this inexplicable inquiry, he will tell the truth truthfully because it does not involve his privacy. Destroy and caress, and slaughter all the bald donkeys in the world. As for the prehistoric world, I have no intention of destroying it. Our demon clan was born here, so we naturally have the duty to protect this place. We are murderous by nature, but deep in our hearts there is still undead wisdom. Isn't home an existence that should be protected? As for what the devil said, Shen Long believed him to the devil. If he could believe this, Shen Long's life would have been in vain. Do you think you believe it yourself? Wouldn't you like to say these beautiful words? Tell me your true purpose. Cheating is not good for your situation at the moment. Do I need to deceive you? Am I the kind of hypocritical being who relies on deception to survive? Shen Long, do you think this king is not worthy of guarding this world? Not worthy. Nothing you say seems to be conducive to the development of this world. On the contrary, it is destroying the foundation of this world. Ask yourself, do you think you are worthy of protecting this world? Chapter 697. Not worthy? I am not worthy of protecting this world? Are you really kidding? Although I live outside the territory, this land gave birth to me and raised me. Why am I not worthy to protect it? The devil is uncomfortable, and he feels very uncomfortable inside. Shen Long, if you don't tell me something today, I will fight you tooth and nail. Answer me. Why am I not worthy of guarding this world? Is there any contradiction between my destroying this world and my protecting this world? As for the mysterious Demon King's inquiry, Shen Long was instantly deceived. Is this Demon King out of his mind? Why is he struggling with such a small issue? Do you want to destroy this world? How do you make people trust you to protect the world? Don't tell me that I destroyed this world for the good of this world. Can you please stop talking nonsense like this? Do you think anyone will trust you? Once a lie is told for a long time, it will never come out again. Mysterious Demon King, you should still be your villain, right? Leave it to me to protect the world. Don't worry, I will definitely protect this world well and prevent it from being damaged in any way. Shen Long really doesn't believe that the Demon King will protect this ancient world. The purpose of the Demon Clan is to destroy all living things in this world. How can such a race really protect this world? Once a villain is defined, he will always be a villain and will never be able to stand up. Opportunity. This is the real world, not a fairy tale, nor a naive filming drama. Evil is evil, and once you become evil, there is no chance for you to make excuses. Even if you really become good, you still get rid of it. There is no name for evil. The stains on clothes can be removed, but the stains on life cannot be washed away. Even if the shame is washed away with blood, the shame is still there, and it cannot be changed because of the covering of blood. The path of life. There is no way back. It is a one-way train with no return. There is no other way out except moving forward. Moving forward. If someone can tolerate your darkness, then you can move towards the light. If no one accepts your darkness, then you can only go one way until dark. There is no turning back. Your protection is your protection, not mine. What does such protection have to do with me? What I want is the protection of my own hands. Lord Shen Long, don't you want to cause trouble for me? The words "make trouble" made Shen Long take a deep breath to calm down the excitement in his heart. From the excitement of "I'm scared" to the slight loss of control of mass production, Making trouble is as stable as a mountain at this moment. Shen Long's ability to control his emotions is really admirable. From a certain perspective, he is no longer enough to be called a human being, the body of a dragon and the soul of a human being, but the essence of the soul is the evolution of the dragon soul. Shen Long is no longer a pure human being, but a strange and complex existence. Demon King, I'm really curious about where you are from. Tell me and I'll let you out of here completely. If you don't tell me, I will let you die here today. Even though your death will leave my dragon clan corpses everywhere and the sky stained with blood, I can still bear it. The awe-inspiring murderous aura made the Demon King solemn. He is not joking. His aura has become completely different from before. What is going on? What happened to him? Shen Long, are you sure you are not here to mess with me? Chapter 698. Does Shen Long not care about the Demon King's expression? It's your business to feel uncomfortable. As long as I don't feel uncomfortable, that's fine. If you don't get what you want today, then I can only send you to death. This is a true reflection of Shen Long's heart. He no longer cares about the mission or not. At this moment, he only cares about whether he can get the information to go back. If I could go back, even if I had to give up my cultivation, what would happen? Home is always what every wanderer cares about most. In order to return home, the wanderers will do whatever it takes, even slaughtering thousands of living creatures. Any existence that should block their return home will be the target of their conquest. There are thousands of worlds, but there is only one home. Do you want to say it or not? The cold tone made the Demon King feel the extremely strong murderous intention. The Demon King is now in a dilemma and doesn't know how to deal with this crazy dragon in front of him. Are you crazy? Are you actually betting on your own people? Bet? My people are never a bet. Our dragon clan is never afraid of death, let alone war. When I take charge since the time of our clan, we are no longer snakes with 4 legs, but upright dragons, majestic and inviolable dragons. Dragons can die in battle, but they cannot live in humiliation. How could such a proud dragon compromise? We, the Dragon Clan, want to become the most arrogant and terrifying existence in the entire prehistoric world. Compromise? What is that? There is no such word in the dictionary of my Dragon Clan, let alone the word surrender. The Dragon Clan will only fight to the death, and will no longer compromise, and will no longer be humble and dependent. We, the Dragon Clan, want to be our own masters. Anyone who dares to bully our Dragon Clan will meet the wrath of the Lord of our Dragon Clan. Shen Long, every word, every sentence is shocking. The void of heaven is felt at this moment, causing heavy dark clouds to appear in the void. It seems to also want to see what this different dragon looks like. The terrifying aura covering this space. Dandal's visit descended on Shen Long's body, probing everything about him, but in the end, he did not notice a big difference, so he could only quietly withdraw and no longer interfere with the battle here. The reason why Dandao came, whether it is for Shen Long, the Demon King, or the mysterious strong man in the void, it is impossible to say. Although it visited Shen Long, it does not mean that it did not visit other people. Heaven, the supreme existence. How could he show up in person for a Shen Long? You can't just have nothing to do. I'm just peeping and playing, right? If this is really the case, then this is a bit too much, right? Who can peep at the sky? Block it? Who can resist it? As for the arrival of heavenly Tao, all living beings have not noticed it, and it is impossible for them to notice it, because they are not strong enough. Demon King, are you going to say it or not? Lord Shen Long, why bother forcing each other? You simply don't want me to be evil. The devil is so angry, now he can no longer figure out who is the devil. So what if you become a demon? If I become a demon, there will no longer be a Buddha in this world, let alone a Buddhist holy place. Such words surprised the Demon King. Lord Shen Long, what if you were a Buddha? Then there will be no more demons in this world, but I will never become a Buddha, because the Buddhas in the prehistoric world have no compassion, let alone kindness. Such Buddhas can no longer be called Buddhas. Chapter 699. A good Buddha is no longer a Buddha. Lord Shen Long, if you become a demon, you will definitely be the most terrifying existence for Buddhism. In response to the Demon King's compliment, Shen Long replied coldly, Demon King, Are you just mentally retarded? Have you forgotten what I just said? This rebuke made the corners of the Demon King's mouth twitch, and his ultimate calmness almost broke. You are a demon and there is no Buddha in the world. Can you really do it? Let's not talk about the horror of Buddhism. Let's just say that those two Buddha lords are not existences that you and I can match. How can you do it without a Buddha in the world? A cold and disdainful smile appeared on his face. If you surpass them, wouldn't it be over if you kill them? These arrogant words made the devil feel cold all over. He was arrogant, but he was not arrogant enough to say that he would kill the saint. With your words like this, aren't you afraid that the saint will kill you? Kill me? I am not afraid of the heavenly Tao, so how can I be afraid of the chess piece-like saint? The unkindness of the heaven and the earth treats all things as stupid dogs, and the unkindness of the saints makes all things look like ants. They are all selfish beings. They are all selfish people who only care about themselves. For Shen Long's words that belittled the saint as worthless, the Demon King broke out in a cold sweat for him. Perhaps such people are the real demons. They are the supreme demon clan. There are 6 saints. Who do you think is the real saint? Do you dare to discuss such a topic with me? Shen Long looked at the Demon King in surprise. He didn't expect that he would have such courage. If you, Master Shen Long, dare, why don't I? The Demon King, dare? It's okay to just say it. The Demon King's arrogance surprised Shen Long. Since you are not afraid of death, then I will satisfy you. There are not 6 saints in the world, but 8. Saint Tongshan is the real saint. Saint Pinxin can only be regarded as half a saint, and the other 5 are not worthy of being called saints. Even if they are teachers of saints, they are not worthy of being called saints. Saint. Such remarks made the Demon King swallow his saliva with difficulty. Lord Shen Long is indeed a real demon. He dares to say such words, which really makes me admire him. For what? Tongshan steals the way of heaven in order to gain a chance of changing his life against heaven. This approach is against the way of heaven, but it is beneficial to all living things. Do you think he deserves to be called a saint? Such a reply left the devil speechless. If this is the case, how can anyone refute it? He could only say with difficulty, he can be called a saint. When he finished saying this, the clothes on his body were already soaked with sweat. He was not qualified to participate in this level of conversation. The Demon King was too weak, so weak that he was not even qualified to talk normally. Saint Pinxin created 6 paths of reincarnation, established hell, and gave a home to thousands of resentful and lonely souls in the prehistoric world. Such great achievements are enough to be called a saint. But do you know why I call her half a saint? I don't know. I gritted my teeth and spat out these 2 words, struggling to bear the overwhelming pressure brought about by this conversation. Because she didn't do anything. He possesses the 6 paths of reincarnation, hell, and thousands of souls, and has single-handedly created the peerless existence of the earth. An existence that should be on par with heaven has actually become a vassal of heaven? Do you think such a being can be called a saint? It's not worthy of being called that. She is too kind and too weak. She is not suitable for this ancient world, and she is not suitable for this world that cannot tolerate kindness. If she were more ruthless, she would be on an equal footing with the Master of Saints. Chapter 700. What the Demon King said was indeed very correct. He didn't believe that everyone didn't know about this. After hearing what the Demon King said, Shen Long felt that it was a bit right. At the same time, he also found that he had ignored this idea. Judging from the look in your eyes, I think you agree with me. Since you agree with what I said, why do you say that I am wrong? As a Demon King, shouldn't I do such a thing? I don't understand. Only that kind of weakness can be a king. Just take him as an example. Isn't he the example of failure? This is a world that only the strong can own. Am I wrong? I think I said something right. Don't you think so? The Demon King's words made Shen Long start to think, but it was only for a short while. Shen Long suddenly reacted and thought that the other party was wrong. Shen Long suddenly said in a cadence, as if he was feeling that the other party was wrong. In fact, he himself was objecting to the other party's statement. You know, if I hadn't softened my heart, you wouldn't be here now. Don't talk to me with your useless things. Do you think your status is also very noble? As you are now, in my heart, you are not even qualified to talk to me. I am already giving you alms with a soft heart. Shen Long clearly knows that he has been soft-hearted many times. After all, not everyone wants to become a demon, and some people just have no choice, so he will choose to help the other person. Help the other person restore their original appearance instead of directly destroying them. It is also good to help the other party as much as possible. He never believes that bad people become bad from the beginning. Shen Long has also helped many bad people to become good people in his previous experience. Shen Long himself has a heart. A kind-hearted person cannot kill everyone he meets. He can distinguish between good and bad. He clearly knows what is going on in people's hearts. Even if some people do bad things, they are forced to do so. He would not be punished, but would be liberated for the same reason. So he began to oppose the other party's opinions. He felt that what the other party said was wrong. It was just a failure example. Are there no successful examples? If you are really kind-hearted, then why did you kill so many demons like me? Are we demons, not human beings? We just want to protect our home in our own way. I'm not sad. We demons are not bad guys in your mind, the Demon King said sarcastically to himself. He has lived here for so long and has seen thousands of his tribesmen killed by them. Those who killed their tribesmen never said that these kind people. He thought they were bad people in his heart. He didn't even give them a chance to refute, and just let them disappear into this world. The Demon King had seen this kind of scene himself. It would be impossible for him not to hate these people. After all, is it their fault that their relatives were killed? Could it be that they couldn't live in this world in the first place, survive with these people, and protect their hometown? Chapter 701. The Demon King didn't understand why he had just treated them the same way he had treated his people before. So why did they become the bad guys in other people's mouths? My ancestors used to be the saints, you call them, but they just did some wrong things. But you directly determined their relationship and made them directly become demons. Isn't it the people like you who claim to be saints who caused us demons to exist? The devil said sarcastically. These pretended saints actually had the nerve to shamelessly tell them these things. They are not, and because they did something wrong, they were infiltrated into this place without even giving them a chance to explain. Is that why they were given the opportunity to become demons? In this huge demon clan, how many people have turned from saints into demons is almost uncountable. This made him say it's ridiculous to come here. After all, he has stayed here for so long, but he has seen many so-called saints become his people. It also made him feel the ridicule of the world and the different treatment they receive. Isn't the reason why those people became demons just because of their bad minds? As long as they don't have those evil thoughts, they won't be with you at all. They are asking for trouble. Isn't this their retribution? Shen Long didn't understand that those people turned from saints into devils because of their bad minds and bad thoughts in their hearts. All these people were asking for trouble, even though they were once a pair. But since the other party has violated the rules, he will no longer have that kind of soft heart. He will indeed be soft-hearted, but he does not trust everyone. Otherwise he would not be so cruel. Killing so many people, he will not be liked by everyone. It is precisely because of his character that he treats certain people, so he got this title and honor. When the Demon King saw him saying this, he just felt very funny. It feels like all the faults are his. He doesn't understand that the world is divided into good guys and bad guys, but he only knows that he has been labeled a bad guy since he was born. Now that he has been labeled a bad guy, no matter what he does, he will still behave like a bad person, so he might as well just become the bad person. He has been warned by everyone since he was born that he is a demon, and he is equal to protecting his family. When he grows up, he should fight against others, and then protect his family from being destroyed. The Demon King didn't understand. He just obeyed everything. Why, in the end he was still the bad guy, but he was already the best person in their clan. But outsiders don't see it that way. In the eyes of outsiders, he is the devil among the demons, the bad guy among the bad guys. The devil thinks it's funny when he thinks of this. Does it mean that seeing is believing? Those outside always say that they are a person who is a good person and dares to clearly say that he is a bad person without even understanding these things. He does not understand how those people got these titles. He really feels that those people are just like fools and do not apply to my title. Even some people are clearly doing bad things, but pretend to be good people on the outside. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 702. Maybe this is something we did wrong. Shen Long fell silent after hearing what the Demon King said. It was because they were too subjective and thought that the Demon King must be a bad guy. After all, good and evil are natural enemies. So you people always come to hunt us down for big things, but you don't realize it. The Demon King said with a sneer. These people claim to be good people on the surface, but they also kill the demons, even the old and weak women. How did you know that many vague children were born among hidden treasures? You have to learn to understand the meaning of this dress seriously, and you have to work hard to survive from your hands. These righteous people always put on a noble face. They themselves are slaying evil spirits and making contributions to the world. But there are some people who clearly did nothing wrong, but were just born as a grinding woman, that's all. Is it all a mistake to be born? These words caused many people present to fall into silence, although we always think that it is unforgivable to have blood on the hands of this demon clan. Shen Long fell into deep thought. Ever since he started cultivating immortals, he has been instilled with the concept that the demons should be their enemies. Only then will the two sides gradually fall into hostility. Now that I have fallen into your hands, I have no complaints from anyone. The Demon King was willing, but he only pitied those tribesmen. Without his protection, life would be more difficult. Shen Long realized that the rules of this world should be changed. Not all demons are bad people. Today, I can let you go, but you have to make an agreement with me. Shen Long said thoughtfully. Originally, he wanted to get rid of the devil, which would be considered a miracle in the world. But his words from the bottom of his heart awakened Shen Long. There is a bright side to this world. Naturally, there will be a dark side. Darkness cannot be rubbed away. What's more, it is the human heart that is dark, not the demons. Are you sure you want to let me go? The Demon King showed a little surprise in his eyes. This young man is young and promising, but he didn't expect that his words would actually move him. Yes, that's right, let me leave. But I have a request. Shen Long doesn't want to be a ruthless executioner. What's more, what the devil said is extremely reasonable. This is not entirely his fault. There is good and evil in the world. Tell me the story. The Demon King looked at Shen Long with special interest. He is really a strange person, and the resentment in his heart was also dispersed. For so many years, he has been trying to communicate well with these so-called righteous people, but no one can listen to him. On the contrary, you will feel that this big Botu is just pretending to delay time. As long as you restrain your subordinates and prevent them from doing evil for the concubine, I will spare you this time. Shen Long finally relented. Thinking of the demons he had dealt with before, they had indeed done a lot of things that were against the laws of nature. I promise you, I will manage my people well and try to restrain them. Of course, there are also some young people in the demon clan. There will inevitably be a few rat droppings in this big pot of soup. These people come out to cause trouble. He has the intention but is powerless. Don't worry, we won't let him live when we meet this kind of person. Shen Long said seriously. Chapter 703. The devil took out the ancient scroll. You are a very good young man. I haven't seen such an interesting person like you for a long time. This is a gift for you. Black-red light instantly enveloped Shen Long. Shen Long instantly felt the warm breath, which kept drifting toward his body. Comfortable. The muscles and bones all over the body were constantly stretched and reorganized in an instant. The whole person made a qualitative leap. Call. 10 minutes later, Shen Long slowly opened his eyes. This is the first time in the past hundreds of years that I have met such an interesting young man. If I have time, I can come to the land of our demon clan. The Demon King, who was still standing on the same spot, disappeared instantly after saying these words. I hope that those of us who are righteous can eventually live in harmony with these people. Shen Long said meaningfully, looking at the endless blue sky. There is no eternal right or eternal wrong in this world. It's all in one thought. It depends on how you think about the problem or your stance on the problem. The Demon King just gave me a great blessing." Shen Long said meaningfully, feeling like his whole body had been baptized. Now he has the strength to challenge the king. How about his fighting ability? "You guys wait here." As soon as Shen Long finished speaking, he disappeared instantly. "Who?" The devil felt this dark breath in the distance. He came over in an instant, handed over obediently, "Otherwise your life will be mine." The demon shouted loudly, facing the forest. He could feel that some treasure must have been taken by someone else. As a demon, he could keenly feel the pure demonic energy. Greed flashed in his eyes. "This is a rare thing. If you can also gain strength, you can at least spend 2 classes. Old thing, are you looking for me?" Shen Long appeared behind him like a ghost. The devil took several steps back, not knowing when he came. The rich aura also became thicker, and the devil's eyes were shining. "You got something good. If you hand it over, I can spare your life." Shen Long laughed and said it without shame. It happened that his strength had been improved and he was fighting. He also wanted to test how his level was now. A young boy doesn't know how high the sky is. The demon snorted coldly, took out a small black clock from his sleeve, and instantly enveloped Shen Long's head. Shen Long's vision was restricted. There was a little excitement in his eyes, and he punched it, and the clock appeared directly on it. Tiny cracks. "It seems like your stuff isn't very reliable either." Punch after punch. The small bell that was originally black was blown out of a big mouth in an instant. The demon was anxiously wandering outside. He didn't expect that his own magic weapon would be revealed by narcissism, but he was able to face it easily. He broke out in a cold sweat continuously. Shen Long crossed over easily. "It seems that your strength is only at this level. I was wrong. I don't covet what you have. I don't know if you can spare my life. I'm just a passerby." The demon was still shouting but immediately stopped. "Life is the most precious thing." Late. Shen Long grabbed his neck. This man was impure and full of evil talk. He was not a good person at first glance, and he dared to steal his things. He was destined to die. Chapter 704. Shen Long was in a trance, as if he was experiencing a dream. He couldn't tell whether it was a dream or reality. What exactly is a dream? What is reality? Or is reality just a dream, and a dream is reality? Where should everything go? Shen Long was floating in the dreamlike torrent. Before, he only wanted to kill the Demon King, thinking that killing the Demon King would bring light back to the world, and the world would be peaceful and harmonious, and there would be no more dark forces. So he pursued the devil's traces wholeheartedly and wanted to put the devil to death. But when he actually tracked the devil and listened to the devil's words, he fell into deep thought. What exactly is darkness? What is light and what is justice? What is evil? What is right and what is wrong? Are so-called good people necessarily good people? Are so-called bad people necessarily bad people? It must be said that his heart was shaken, and the faith he had worked so hard to hold on to seemed to have collapsed. Maybe killing the Demon King was just Shen Long's self-righteous way to obtain light. And is this really the case? Did the darkness in this world really appear because of the existence of a Demon King? Shen Long was shaken and his heart collapsed. Now for him, killing the Demon King has no meaning. Wrong. Everything was wrong. Everything was wrong. Everything was meaningless. Everything he was pursuing was in vain. Although he didn't want to admit it at all, he knew in his heart that he had done something wrong. There is no absolute justice or evil in the world, and we cannot blame all evil on one person. He had tried every possible means to pursue the Demon King and killed him with a single blow. He had imagined it hundreds of times in his mind, but when it came to this moment, since it was meaningless, let him go. So he released the devil. When he said these words, he saw the devil's eyes suddenly sparkle with surprise. Probably the Demon King himself couldn't believe that he would let him go so easily just because of what he just said. Fortunately, the Demon King is still a person who knows how to repay kindness. When Shen Long killed him, he gave Shen Long generous rewards. After Shen Long got that thing, his skill greatly increased and his whole body was full of strength. What can a mere devil do to me? Now that the devil came to challenge him, he hit the muzzle of the gun. Who am I not provoking? But you came to provoke me first, so let's fight to the death. Shen Long looked at the demon in front of him with disdain. He knew that as long as he moved his fingers, he could easily send him to the west. This devil not only came to provoke me, but also wanted to snatch his treasure from his hands. It was really ridiculous, extremely ridiculous. He pinched the demon's neck with both hands and exerted a little force. The devil's breathing became more and more rapid. As long as he used a little more force, the devil would never see the light of this world again. Shen Long understands that he is not a cruel person, but if anyone violates his bottom line and principles, he will never be lenient. So he grabbed the demon's neck with both hands and squeezed it hard. The devil really couldn't breathe now. He kept waving his hands as if asking for help, but who could save him? Shen Long smiled contemptuously. He watched the demon's breath become weaker and weaker, and finally died. Chapter 705. The demon fell to the ground in anger, and Shen Long turned back to look at him contemptuously. With a look of disdain in his eyes, he snorted softly and smiled contemptuously. You still want to fight with me just like this? It's really disgusting. He shook his robe and walked forward faster. This time he didn't look back. He knew that this kind of person was not worthy of him looking back. I hope he won't meet such a waste in the future. After failing to pass all three of his moves, this man fell to the ground and expired. But he did not feel the satisfaction of defeating his opponent. On the contrary, his heart was full of disgust and disgust. Why is it worth taking action on his own for such a person? But in the face of the facts, he had to take action, otherwise this person would keep pestering him like a fly. He sighed softly, shook his head, and walked forward helplessly. Shen Long himself was also full of confusion now. Before he only wanted to find the Demon King and defeat him, so that he could bring light back to the world. But now it seems that this is not the case. After all, could all the darkness in this world be caused by the Demon King alone? What else is there in this world? How many people are dressed like beasts? On the surface, they look bright, amiable, and full of sympathy for those weak people. But in fact, when they turn around, their eyes show contempt, full of contempt for these weak people, the disdain and contempt of others. This is the real hypocrite. And I am afraid this is the evil person in the world. They wear a hypocritical mask, and what ugly face is hidden behind the mask? When they take off the mask, when you see them, you can see that their eyes are full of wretchedness. There is nothing more important than their own honor and interests. Their so-called masks are all for disguise, to gain greater interests for themselves, and even in order to seize these things, they did not hesitate to step on others' shoulders and trample others under their feet. Shen Long now truly understands what is real evil. But if you understand, what's the use? It can change, is it? If the Demon King is the evil man, he can still find the Demon King through his own power, and then put the Demon King to death. But this is not the case now. The root of the problem is not with the Demon King, but behind the hypocritical masks in this world. Shen Long didn't know where to go. He wandered forward aimlessly. He took off the accessories he was wearing and wiped them carefully. This sword once carried his dream of honor, but now he found that it was just a sword. A sword does not seem to be able to solve so many things. But he knows that he must not stop. Once he stops, it will be equivalent to compromising to all the darkness in the world. And isn't he the kind of dog and rat? No matter what, he also wanted to move forward. He walked from the vast darkness to dawn. The blood-red sun rose from the east, dyeing the land red, and everything seemed to be shrouded in blood. Shen Long rubbed it. My eyes are a little unbelievable. Why does the once dazzling sun now look like blood and horror? Isn't the sun just light? What is the relationship between light and blood? Or is the light in the world just what the world thinks? Light, real light, is not what the world calls light. Shen Long was helpless, but he continued to move forward. Chapter 706. Doesn't everyone have selfish motives? Shen Long thought as he walked. In the process of thinking, he suddenly understood that there are no truly good people in the world. Everyone has selfish motives. Maybe out of some interests, they will go bad. If Shen Long wanted the world to become peaceful, it would be impossible unless he killed everyone, including himself. Then that will be real world peace. But this is really funny. If everyone doesn't have it, then why do we need this world? Shen Long didn't know how far he had walked. He didn't feel hungry or thirsty at all now. He just wanted to know what he was doing and what he should do if he wanted to bring peace to the world. As Shen Long walked, he fainted and fell to the ground as if he had a heat stroke. When he woke up, he found that he was not dead, nor was he at the original place. It was already dark outside, but he no longer knew which straw bed he was lying on. This straw bed is very shabby, no matter what. It doesn't feel comfortable to sleep on. Shen Long got up, and at this time, the people outside seemed to be moving every day. He walked in quickly. The one who walked in was a little girl, who should be from the human race. "You finally woke up. Are you okay? How did you end up unconscious on the road?" The little girl handed the water in her hands to Shen Long, and then asked him about the situation. The little girl just happened to pick her up on the way back. Out of kindness, he brought her back. After Shen Long drank water, his throat was no longer so thirsty, but when he wanted to speak, his voice was still a little hoarse. "Don't worry, you're just thirsty. You can talk normally until tomorrow morning." The little girl seemed to understand what he meant, and quickly pretended to explain. After hearing this, Shen Long had no idea. He could only nod, lie down obediently, and fell asleep. I don't know why. He actually fell asleep this time. It was particularly sweet. Without the usual biological alarm clock, he slept directly until the sun came up. When he got up, he found that he could talk. He looked around. This family was not too shabby, but for him, there are still some bad things. After all, Shen Long is used to living in those golden houses, and it is difficult for him to get used to the house of an ordinary poor family. Shen Long walked out slightly, looked at the outside world, and found that he was in a village. Outside this room is a yard, and there are chickens and dogs in the yard. For some reason, the little yellow dog actually saw me. Instead of barking at me, he ran to me. He sniffed himself and even turned left and right in front of him. "No, Huang, don't be too rough with the guests." At this time, an old man came in and said to the puppy. The puppy seemed to understand what he said, and walked away quickly, chasing the chickens again. "He didn't hurt him." "You don't worry, he is a nice person and he won't hurt you. You just got up. You probably haven't eaten for a long time. QI has already done it for you." The old man stepped forward and grabbed the young man's hand, and then explained. Shen Long thought for a moment, and he immediately understood who the QI in the other person's mouth was. She should be the little girl yesterday. Chapter 707. Not long after the paradise, Shen Long felt refreshed because he had eaten and drank enough. After he had eaten and drank enough, he wanted to go out for a walk. At this time, he knew that he didn't understand what was here, so the little girl offered to accompany her. As the two of them walked in the village, the villagers they met would not look at Shen Long with strange eyes, but would greet them with a smile. It was as if they hadn't seen the stranger in front of them at all. He was very amiable, which made Shen Long feel a little surprised. "Aren't they afraid of me? Aren't you afraid of me? I'm obviously a stranger. I believe you are a good person. Why should I think you are a bad person? If you were a bad person, you shouldn't be talking to me here right now," the simple little girl explained. Then, Shen Long stopped talking. The little girl saw that she was silent, so she didn't say anything. She just took him to see the village again. However, after seeing the village, Shen Long discovered something strange. He didn't understand why every room in this village was open. Aren't they afraid of burglars inside? Even the beasts were not locked up. They were just outside at will. He left it alone. He walked around the village for such a long time, but he didn't hear any quarrels in any house, or the sound of secretly talking about others behind their backs. Everyone was bright and beautiful, which made him a bit incredible. Our ancestors told us that people should pay attention to peace, so in our village, everything is peaceful. We will not have quarrels or theft, so everyone's doors are open, not afraid of someone going in and stealing things. The little girl seemed to have seen through the look in the other person's eyes, so she didn't explain. The little girl is already 15 or 16 years old this year. Unfortunately, she has never left the village because the world has warned them not to go out and learn bad things. You can't bring strangers back, and even if you do, you can't follow him out or be led astray by him. This village is a very harmonious scene, very gentle under this kind of light. Shen Long couldn't help but sigh. Isn't this exactly what he wants? If the people outside were as harmonious as in this village, then the world would be so peaceful and perfect. At this time, he actually looked like he didn't want to leave. After all, this village is too perfect, and it is also the village he has always wanted in his ideal world. The little girl looked at the time and saw that it was almost time, so she took Shen Long and planned to return to her home. As soon as she returned to her home, she gathered all the special. There were so many people. Shen Long looked at these people and thought that the other party wanted to drive him away. After all, he was an outsider and must have disturbed their lives. But he did not expect that the reality was completely different. These people were very happy, even everyone was surprised and said that he wanted to invite him to his home for dinner. Kui, you are so dishonest. You don't tell us when guests come to the village. If you hadn't taken the guests to visit, we wouldn't have known. Woolen cloth. Since a guest is here, we hosts must treat him to dinner. Don't rob anyone today, just ask this guest to come to my house to eat. Chapter 708. Okay, let's go to your house. The surrounding villagers all indulged the little girl Kui. After hearing this, Kui took Shen Long's hand and ran happily. She also disliked Shen Long for walking too slowly, so she simply ran 2 steps first and then turned around and shouted to Shen Long. Long said, "Brother, I will go ahead to lead you, you must follow me closely." Shen Long walked slowly behind, with his hands in his pockets, and laughed, looking at the running back of the girl in front of him, and then looking at the green trees, lively and simple villagers. Shen Long suddenly felt like this life is unreal. He used to spend his time fighting and killing, and he was the famous Lord Shen Long. Anyone who saw him had to respectfully call him Lord Shen Long. Unfortunately, even in the good days of luxury, enough for one day. Shen Long shook his head and decided to get rid of the turbid things in his mind. Now he just wants to follow Kui wholeheartedly and go to Kui's house to have dinner. The roads in the village are not really smooth, so they can be used. Rugged is the best way to describe it. Walking on this road was really tiring and strenuous. After a while, the little girl jumping up and down in front of us slowed down. Kui can't walk, the road is really too steep, isn't it? Shen Long looked at the little girl holding her knees in front of her and stopped to take a breath, and couldn't help joking. After hearing this, Kui instantly became energetic and shouted to Shen Long with all her strength. He said, "No, the road is not steep at all. I was just afraid that you wouldn't be able to keep up with my pace, so I slowed down and waited for you." How could Shen Long not see the little girl's tough talk? He just wanted to tease the little girl. How could Shen Long, who had excellent eyesight, not see the fine drops of sweat on the little girl's forehead? So Shen Long had bad intentions again. Kui, are you really not tired? I can see your sweat. The little girl realized that Shen Long was getting closer and closer to her. She had just said that she was not tired. If she came over now and let Shen Long see her in such a mess, her lie would be broken. The little girl's face was surprisingly strong. It was clear that I had no strength just now, but now I don't know where the strength came from. I suddenly ran out more than 10 meters away, and then said, "Haha, brother, I told you I'm not tired. Look, I can still run so far. If you have the energy to fight me, you might as well save it to catch up with me." After saying that, he continued to run forward without looking back. Shen Long knew that the little girl's physical strength must be exhausted at this moment, and she must have run far away and sat on the ground to rest. Shen Long had no intention of continuing to tease Kui, but Kui is indeed a very interesting little girl. Shen Long also walked slowly, but he had something hidden in his heart. As he walked, he was covered up by his thoughts. He sat on the ground, thinking about the devil, but he thought about it. After a while, Shen Long decided not to think about these annoying things anymore. After all, every step he left behind was not in vain. While Shen Long was still in a daze, someone patted him gently. Shoulder. Shen Long reflexively held a tiny arm and shouted loudly, "Who?" The person behind him was obviously frightened, and he whispered submissively, "Brother. Brother, it's me." Shen Long turned around fiercely. and it turned out to be Kui. The little girl was so frightened by Shen Long that tears welled up in her eyes. I don't know how much courage it took to hold back the tears. Shen Long held the little girl in his arms. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 709. Shen Long asked the little girl in his arms, Kui, why is it you? Why are you here? Aren't you waiting for me in front? Kui sniffed, then choked and said, I'm in front. I've been waiting for you for a long time, but I didn't see you coming. I thought something happened to you, so I came back to take a look. Listening to the little girl's choking voice, Shen Long knew, if it breaks, the children will be frightened. But there is no way. It is an instinctive reaction that he has trained for many years. In fact, when Shen Long held Kui's thin arm, he still had some sense. He also knew that such a thin arm could not look like a bad person, so he did not crush it. But the little girl didn't know how much pain Shen Long's hold would cause her to endure. Shen Long didn't expect that Kui was such a loyal little girl, and she thought she was in danger and came back to find him. What a silly girl. Shen Long sighed heavily and carefully picked up Kui's arm to touch it to see if Kui's arm was crushed, but Kui subconsciously wanted to withdraw her arm, but immediately handed her arm back, looked at Shen Long with big eyes full of trust. Shen Long was shocked. Aren't you afraid that I will crush your arm again? Not afraid, Kui replied crisply, because my brother doesn't look like a bad person, I can tell. Shen Long lowered his head and sneered when he heard that the little girl seemed to be out of touch but actually trusted him unconditionally. Shen Long had not seen such a cute little girl for many years. After laughing, he concentrated on touching. He touched every bone in Kui's arm to see if there were any cracks caused by his accidental pinching. Fortunately, after a round of inspection, Kui's arm was fine. At most, it only hurt for a while. Seeing that everything was okay, Kui took Shen Long's hand and pulled him away. Okay, since brother you are okay, let's go to my house for dinner. My parents are going to cook at this time. Shen Long looked at Kui's still swollen arms and picked up the little girl without saying a word. It was very light, unexpectedly light. When I hold you and you lead the way, just think that I am apologizing to you, okay? Shen Long coaxed patiently. Good. Shen Long hugged Kui and walked for more than 10 minutes before he saw a dilapidated small house in the east. The kitchen and dining table were even placed outside because the house was too small. Shen Long was stunned, asked Kui, is this your home? Kui blushed rarely. Yes, brother, although my house is very old, it is very clean. Kui looked at him with sincerity in her eyes. Shen Long was stunned not because the house was dilapidated, he just felt a little wronged by Kui. Shen Long couldn't bear that such a good girl lived in such a place. Got it. I don't dislike it, I just think it has a different flavor when we eat out. This sentence is not that Shen Long coaxed Kui, but Shen Long said it sincerely. He really felt that eating in the open air had a unique flavor. Kui laughed happily after listening to Shen Long's words. My brother does not dislike me. At home, he felt that it was good to eat in the open air. His brother was really a good person. Shen Long didn't know that his words from the heart were heard by the little girl. In the little girl's heart, he had been labeled as a good person. Word tag. Chapter 710. The little girl took Shen Long's hand and showed a sweet smile, and said, brother, if this is the case, then let's cook in the next life. My little belly is hungry. I just hurt the little girl's hand. Shen Long naturally wanted to show his courtesy as an apology, and the responsibility of this meal also fell on his head. Shen Long still felt pity for this little girl. She was very sweet. However, due to poverty and poor food, the girl's physical development was hindered. She was still young now. If she was older, she would probably be malnourished. Shen Long touched the girl's little head lovingly and said softly, brother will prepare delicious food for you. How about we eat meat today? When she heard about meat, The girl's eyes shone and she jumped with joy. Seeing the little girl's happy look, Shen Long felt a sore nose. He must treat this little girl well and take good care of her. In the jungle, a tall stag was jumping through the jungle. Behind the stag, there were two pairs of green eyes staring at it. The stag was completely unaware and still lowered its head to eat grass and jump around. Seeing the right moment, Shen Long took action, and saw a flash of light, and the stag immediately died. With a boom sound, he fell to the ground. The little girl jumped up and cheered for Shen Long's strength, which made Shen Long a little embarrassed. Shen Long carried the stag on his shoulders and judged that it weighed more than 100 kilograms. It was enough for them to eat for 2 days, mainly because Shen Long was a big fan. Most of the meat probably went into his own stomach. While carrying the carcass of the stag, Shen Long held the girl's young hand. At dusk, the afterglow held the two. The shadows of the people were very long. From a distance, they looked like a family that loved each other. It was very warm. Back at the thatched house, Shen Long directly brought some firewood and prepared to light a fire, while the little girl sat aside and watched. Shen Long did not let her work. Although she was young, she was very capable. The fire was lit and she was about to put the meat on it to roast. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew past, followed by a deafening roar from above, with a powerful elemental aura. Shen Long looked up and his pupils shrank. There was actually a wind elemental dragon in the sky. This was what Shen Long had always wanted to catch. The existence of elemental dragons was very rare. It was rare to see it once. He had struggled before. The search was fruitless, but today I accidentally discovered a wind dragon. The little girl was sitting next to the haystack with a pale face, shivering. She had never seen such a battle before. "Brother, I'm scared." The little girl almost cried. Shen Long hurriedly comforted her and used his magic power to block the wind. "Just stay here and don't move. I'll come as soon as I go. You go into the house and wait for me to come back." The little girl nodded obediently, immediately ran into the thatched house and closed the door. Shen Long flicked his fingers, and a light shield enveloped the thatched house. Ordinary beasts could not get even half a step forward. Then he looked at the sky with feverish eyes. The wind dragon traced the trajectory and licked his dry lips. "Let me see where you run this time. Be obedient and be subdued by me." With a sound, Shen Long turned into a stream of light and followed closely. Although Feng Long was agile, Shen Long was not slow, and he quickly caught up with him. At this time, Feng Long seemed to have noticed something was wrong, and the huge when he rolled his eyes back, he saw an ant-like human being chasing him, but he could clearly feel the terror of that human being. Chapter 711. As the body of an ancestral dragon, Shen Long naturally found that this elemental dragon was a wild one. Although they were all dragons, they were not under the control of the ancestral dragon. This was why Shen Long wanted to capture the elemental dragon. Shen Long knew how powerful the elemental dragon was. The elemental dragon is much stronger than some ordinary dragons, especially its elemental attacks, which are born with it. It is simply the darling of heaven. The wind dragon sensed the terror of the humans behind it and couldn't help but increase its speed. Speed was its ability to survive. By accelerating the wind in the air, it directly increased its speed. In an instant, the dragon was like a rocket, reaching supersonic speed, directly cutting through the air, generating bubbles, and directly leaving Shen Long behind. "Yo, this dragon runs really fast." The sudden acceleration shocked Shen Long. He also quickly increased his speed and followed closely. He fell not far behind, only a few hundred kilometers away. Ouch! The wind dragon was a little impatient. No matter how fast he accelerated, he just couldn't get rid of the human behind him. It was like a bullshit plaster. It wanted to stop and teach the human a lesson, but the dragon's intuition told him that if he stopped, he would probably be killed. It will be irreversible. The distance is getting closer and closer. Shen Long can clearly see the appearance of Feng Long. It is very exquisite, like a perfect work of art. The crystal blue appearance is like a bright sapphire, shining brightly in the sun. The light of the earth and the perfect body lines fit the wind. Under the leadership of the elements, it is the king of the wind. "Good dragon, I must catch you this time. I can't waste too much time. I have to go back to have barbecue with my sister." Shen Long curled his lips and muttered. If Feng Long heard what he said, he would probably die on the spot. Feng Long turned around, with its mouth facing Shen Long, and roared. Shen Long suddenly felt that the wind element around him began to lose control. With himself as the center, they began to gather together, and the strong suction force directly caused Shen Long to lose his body. Damn it, you still dare to resist? Shen Long's temper got worse. His mouth opened wide, and he spat out the mantra of the dragon character. How brave! You are not polite when you meet Zhu Long. How dare you be so presumptuous, and you don't just catch him without restraint. Feng Long was shocked when he heard this. Surprised. It turned out that this person was the ancestral dragon, the most noble being of the dragon clan. It lowered its noble dragon head and muttered, "Chief of the elemental dragon clan has seen the ancestral dragon. Please forgive me. We surrender to you." The attitude has changed 100 times. He conquered the elemental dragon clan without losing the power of destruction. Shen Long was overjoyed and in a good mood. At this moment, an extremely angry roar came from the ground, and the target was Shen Long. Shen Long at first glance, it was the Taboo Bear clan. It turned out that when they were chasing, Shen Long and Feng Long disturbed the Taboo Bear clan. The Taboo Bear clan had a bad temper and naturally couldn't bear it. Shen Long had a good temper and decided to practice with the Taboo Bear. He gave Feng Long a look and rushed straight to the ground. Before Bao Bear could react, an iron fist hit him directly, and then another. Soon, the Bao Bear clan ended up lying dead on the spot. Shen Long felt happy all over. The system prompted that Shen Long's luck had been greatly enhanced. Boom. 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 Shen Long's strength skyrocketed, and the dragon body in his body slowly responded and began to evolve. Congratulations to the host for reaching the Chaos Dragon Lord. Is this the strength of the Chaos Dragon Lord? I feel like I can subdue a large number of demons. Shen Long wants to test his strength and conquer some monsters along the way. Since then, the monsters in World of Warcraft all know that Shen Long's strength has reached a terrifying stage. Chapter 712, A Library. Raku. Shen Long felt that he was extremely happy at this time. He punched a child. No one could survive a round under Shen Long's fist. Even if he did, he would become a meat pie with the next punch. The strength of the Chaos Dragon Lord is so fierce. This fist may be comparable to some spiritual treasures. Shen Long laughed loudly into the sky. Behind him were the corpses of monsters. The corpses were scattered all over the field, just like a god of war. The monsters around him were dumbfounded and began to run away desperately, unable to offend this god of plague. The wind dragon appeared, his pupils were filled with shock. Ancestral dragon's strength was indeed extraordinary. The leader of the elemental dragon was lying on the ground with a very respectful attitude. Congratulations to Zhu Long for your terrifying strength. There is probably no opponent for you in this World of Warcraft. Shen Long laughed loudly, kicked away a piece of monster limb, and looked into the distance calmly. No, this strength is not enough. We need to be stronger. The Wind Dragon is puzzled that such strength has gone sideways in the Dragon Clan, but it doesn't know that Shen Long's battlefield is not here, but in the world of Journey to the West where gods and demons reach the sky. The terrifying existence there is far beyond the comparison of these monsters. You can kill them with one punch here, but not necessarily anywhere. Shen Long still has a long way to go. Shen Long suddenly thought of the little girl in the thatched house, and looked at the time. It was almost time, and he couldn't let the girl worry about him. Just now as he was about to leave with the Wind Dragon, the space in front of him distorted, forming a black hole, and then a huge monster came out of it. It looked ugly, with a head like a cow and a dog, and was 3 meters tall, a giant. People from the Behemoth tribe? Shen Long frowned and recognized the person. What are they doing here? When the Behemoth people saw Shen Long, they knelt down on one knee and said in a respectful manner, "Your Majesty is famous all over the world. I and our clan would like to invite you to participate in our holy meeting. With your presence, it must be the glory of our Behemoth family." What kind of holy meeting? Seeing that the visitor had no ill intentions, Shen Long lowered his guard and asked. Behemoth messenger replied, "Your Excellency, you have recently been victorious in World of Warcraft. which has suspended the long-standing disputes and ushered in a short-term peace. We Behemoth is celebrating this, so I have come to invite you to join our Behemoth tribe's cocktail party. Please don't refuse. So that's it. Although Shen Long was a little surprised, he still understood. Since he was so sincere, Shen Long no longer refused and nodded in agreement. The Behemoth messenger was overjoyed, and then made way for a passage and showed a respectful posture. Then please follow me, sir. I come. Let's go. Chief of the Elemental Dragon, I'll take you to see the world. Shen Long laughed loudly and got into the space, followed closely by Feng Long. A burst of light flashed, and everyone appeared directly in a green grassy environment, with a large number of Behemoth people gathered around. When they saw Shen Long, the dragon appeared, started cheering. Various musical instruments played, and the scene was grand. Oh, my beloved lord, you are finally here. A giant 5 meters away walked in the distance. His skin was as dry as a 1,000-year-old tree branch, dry and without any sense of beauty. Feng Long was a little wary. Shen Long explained, Behemoth is a giant family in Warcraft. He likes peaceful, unwilling to conflict with others, and height is determined based on age. The average lifespan is about 10,000 years. Chapter 713. Shen Long's explanation made Feng Long understand a lot. This is also an ancient family, and they have their own secret realm. Outsiders cannot enter, so it can be called a paradise. This is indeed a great place. Feng Long looked around and couldn't help but feel familiar. Shen Long patted Feng Long and said with a smile, follow me and learn more. These are all things you need to understand. Only by understanding each other can we get along better. Feng Long nodded affirmatively. His boss is really powerful. Not only is he powerful, he is also very knowledgeable. For a moment, Feng Long felt that he regarded Shen Long as his idol. This 5-meter giant was an image, coming to welcome Shen Long in his territory. Not here, but in the main hall in the distance. The image of Patriarch Beeman said, Sir, follow these 2 guards. I will welcome you in the main hall. After saying that, the image faded, and a behemoth who was more than 2 meters tall came from the side. The strength of the behemoth was not as powerful as the 3-meter-long behemoth. The taller the height, the higher the combat effectiveness of the behemoth. Shen Long also I learned that the behemoth people have the bloodline of berserkers. It is said that those with this bloodline can return to their ancestors, with terrifying strength. They once dominated the world of Warcraft and were very powerful. However, as the bloodline of the descendants has become thinner, they have not reached the level of their ancestors, and therefore also lost his dominance, and came to this secret space to recuperate. 2 adults, please come with us. The 2 behemoth people bowed respectfully and led the way for them. There is a forest on the outside. Going inside is their secret realm defense, where there are barriers and many mechanisms. It is difficult for outsiders to attack. One after another, Shen Long's scalp was numb when he saw the agency, and he did it very well. Everything in the sky, on the ground, and in space was all arranged, and there were almost no blind spots. If Shen Long was allowed to attack, all his strength would be wasted. This is really amazing than the Mongolian people. Shen Long couldn't help but admire. Feng Long also nodded. In contrast, the place where the elemental dragon family lives is indeed unsightly, and he suddenly felt a little aggrieved. Don't worry, just follow me and you won't be so embarrassed. Shen Long understood Feng Long's thoughts and comforted him. After passing through the secret realm, a majestic palace appeared in sight. From a distance, it looked like a temple on the earth. Behind the hall, a tree reached straight into the sky. The earth god tree suddenly awed. Shen Long asked, what is that? The behemoth guard said respectfully, Sir, that is the god tree of our behemoth tribe, our lifeblood. This way, sir, the reception is about to begin. Following the guards, Shen Long entered the hall, which was full of guests, including many from other foreign races who were invited. All seats were occupied, except for the 2 seats next to the behemoth clan leader. Oh, this old guy is quite sensible and saved a good seat for me. Shen Long secretly sighed in his heart that behemoths know how to handle things. All the eyes in the hall were focused on Shen Long and Feng Long, with respect and fear in their eyes. Shen Long walked directly to the reserved seat under the gaze. The others were grand. He didn't dare to take a breath. Shen Long hadn't eaten for 2 days. He picked up the wine glass and smelled it. The clear and rich fruity aroma mixed with the elegant and peaceful wine aroma gave Shen Long a sense of intelligence. Good wine. Shen Long drank it all in one gulp and was in a great mood. Patriarch Behemoth came over, saluted, and said sincerely, "Thank you, sir, for coming here." Chapter 714. Shen Long raised his head and glanced. The person who appeared in front of him now was the king of the Behemoth tribe, the current king of Bemin, but he was still unattractive and his skin was as dry and cracked as tree branch. Fortunately, the Behemoth people do not marry outsiders, only within the clan, in order to maintain the purity of their bloodline. Otherwise, no one would be able to bear this ugly appearance. Shen Long's attention was still on the wine, and he was not very interested in those empty etiquette. Seeing that Shen Long didn't respond, King Behemoth smiled awkwardly, then stood up and announced in the main hall, "It is truly an honor for me, the Behemoth clan, to have you all present at our cocktail party. Here I would like to thank you all for your support." Arrival. Next, I will show you the delicious wine of our Behemoth tribe. Someone come. 2 Behemoth guards came from both sides of the hall, each holding a tray with 10 cups on it, all filled with fine wine. The aroma was overwhelming and full of rich spiritual energy. Shen Long was overjoyed. This Behemoth tribe is indeed a good place. King Behemoth picked up a wine glass and showed it to everyone. "This glass of wine is the treasure of my Behemoth tribe. It is called passion wine. It is brewed from Beizong lingo. After hundreds of years of precipitation, it has such a little taste. Drink after drinking it, the dried spiritual energy in the body will be restored, and drinking it for a long time is also helpful to prolong life. This wine has a sweet taste and endless aftertaste. It feels like eternity, but it suddenly feels like a fleeting time with just one finger." It was so miraculous that Shen Long couldn't wait to drink a glass. If it was sweet and pure, it felt like a fleeting time in his throat, and it felt as warm as jade in his belly. It was indeed a good wine. Shen Long felt that he was going to fall in love with this place. King Behemoth began to introduce another wine. He introduced a total of 10 wines, each of which was top quality. Before Shen Long decided to leave, he must get some hidden goods and take them back to enjoy with his sister. The atmosphere of the reception strong, the hall was filled with a strong aroma of wine, and everyone had put down a lot of Shen Long's intimidation. Naturally, the cocktails party was indispensable for entertainment projects. King Behemoth suggested, "It's so lively, how can there be less entertainment projects? Why don't we all use martial arts to make friends and compare strength peacefully? What do you think?" One clan said. What King Behemoth said is that such a grand gathering can't be held without something to add to the fun. "I will take the lead first, and whoever wants to come can come." Immediately, he jumped to the center of the hall, waiting for the challenger. An orc clan member burst out, a bull demon clan member, with a pair of axes. "I am here to meet you." The momentum suddenly became tense. The bull demon used the double axe, and with agile movement, he blew up a whirlwind and rushed straight to the beast-faced door. Hearing a loud roar, the horse beast directly manifested its true body, exuding a red glow. Mahu turned out to be an atavism. Unexpectedly, it actually has ancestral blood. The horse clan is about to rise. The surrounding discussions make the leader of the horse clan extremely proud. The younger generation of the horse clan on the stage have the best chance to return to their ancestors in recent years. As long as they return to their ancestors, they can achieve the bloodline of the unicorn, and then they will get with inheritance. The natural strength will reach a higher level. Shen Long didn't take it seriously. There was nothing interesting in the arena. He only focused on drinking. As soon as the wine was gone, he called for someone to bring it to him. Everyone was surprised. Although the reputation is there, this attitude of disapproval, everyone in the audience became suspicious. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.